Hello, it's Chrissy, and this is a cooking video for you. It's Thursday, it's getting hot here in Arizona, so I'm gonna make something very easy, very special, and kind of light and refreshing for this afternoon for dinner. So I'm gonna start with the side, and I'm trying to do a different angle here so you can see everything I'm doing. So I'm gonna make shrimp scampi panini with a heirloom tomato and mozzarella side salad. So I'm gonna give you little bits at a time. So I'm taking all my heirloom tomatoes that I just washed, and I'm cutting them all in half. I'm not gonna use that one. That one don't look good. And they're going in my bowl. So I'm just giving them a half, throwing them in the bowl. Okay, my tomatoes are all cut up. And I got some fresh basil that I washed. Maybe I need to turn you just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, what I'm gonna do with this basil is I'm gonna chiffonade it. So here's what you do. You take the biggest leaves you can, doesn't really much matter, and you place them inside of each other. Okay? Just like that. Like you're nesting them. Yeah. You can put fresh oregano in here, but I actually like the dried oregano better. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'm gonna take all my basil, okay? It's all stacked, except for that piece right there, which we'll get out. And I'm gonna turn that one. So I'm gonna fold it in half, like that, and I'm gonna fold it in half again, okay? So you got like a little quarter here. And then with a sharp knife, you start cutting little slivers off. Real thin slivers you want. So this is gonna end up tasting just like a Capri salad, but I like the little bite-sized pieces and the little tiny mozzarella balls, which they're not always in the food store, but okay. So now I've got all my fresh basil, and it's stringy, and I'm gonna throw it in there with my tomatoes and give it a little shake and stir. And that's what it looks like. Okay, now I've got this fresh mozzarella pearls, the real tiny ones. So these are very, very tiny. And I'm gonna throw those in here. And then I'm gonna break them all up. And so all the little mozzarella balls get broken up. And again, I'm gonna toss it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just tossing it all together. Anything that's not broken up, try to break it up. Okay. Now I'm going to do a pinch of Italian seasoning. Okay. And sprinkle that around there. I will add a little salt and pepper in a second. Okay. And then I'm just going to do a very simple vinaigrette. Now here's what I like to do. Fresh, extra virgin olive oil. And really give it a nice, generous amount. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use white balsamic vinegar. Okay, I like the white balsamic vinegar on this because it doesn't like change the color of it too much. And then I'm actually going to add a little red wine vinegar too. Just a smidge. And then I'm gonna stir it up again. And there it is. And that's my side for dinner tonight. And it's gonna go in the fridge and get chilled a little bit. Okay, so before I do this, let me give you a little backstory to what's going on. The other day I was cleaning out a closet, and in the back of the closet, I found my George Foreman grill. For those of you who don't know what that is, look it up. But they were very popular back in the day. So I found my George Foreman grill, and I was like, oh man, I forgot I even had that. And I couldn't think of what I was going to do with it, so I just left it in there. The next day we went to the airport to pick up my friend, and we decided to have a quick sandwich, and I had a panini. And as I'm eating this panini, I'm like, I know what to do with the George Foreman grill. So I'm going to make for you right now a shrimp, my version, let me put that in there, my version of a shrimp scampi sandwich. And here's what's nice about this, not sandwich, panini. You can make this ahead of time, okay? Because there's not a lot of liquid things that are going to make the roll that soggy, with the only exception of lemon. But I'm going to do it. So you can make this like 30 minutes ahead of time, have them on a plate in the refrigerator, and then you can throw them right on the grill. Okay, so let me show you first of all what I'm doing. The other thing you're probably saying, well, wait a minute, shrimp is very expensive. Everything's very expensive. I know that. But here is a shrimp dish that really could be economical, because you're not going to use, a panini is going to stay thin. So you're not using a whole bunch of shrimp. I actually got a half a pound of shrimp, which came to $7, and it's going to make a dinner for us tonight, and I'll probably be able to have extra for another 2 sandwiches for lunch tomorrow. All right? So let's get on with the sandwich. So we're going to start with the shrimp. So what I do is I bought shrimp, I peeled them, I cleaned them, I cleaned the back of them. And then what I do with the shrimp is I cut it down the back. Why? Because I'm going to make it as economical as I can. So I'm going to slice it down the back, and it's still a nice long piece. So I've got a whole plate here of my cut shrimp. And I don't know where my towel went. Hold on. Okay, I got my towel. All right, so let's put this sucker together. So I like to buy these kind of rolls. It's like a chipotle roll, or I don't know what you call it, but it's airy, okay, and it's light. So I cut the roll in half. Now, shrimp scampi, let's think about it. It's garlic, it's shrimp, it's butter, it's lemon. I gotta find a way to put all that together. So I'm gonna use some mozzarella cheese, like a light cheese. And then you also put parsley with it. I bought some fresh parsley, but then I remembered I bought some tabbouleh salad. If you don't know what that is, it's parsley and couscous. And it was good, but there's a lot of parsley in there. And I like parsley in it, but there's a lot of parsley in it. So I decided I'm gonna use that and use it up. So let me show you what we do. I bought garlic butter. Can I make my own? Sure, but you know. So you're gonna spread garlic butter on both sides of your bread. Okay? So you don't want it like too much, but you want it to be good and flavorful. Okay, so I've got garlic on both sides. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the tabbouleh salad, and I'm gonna kind of spread that around up there. So there's my parsley. Isn't that interesting? And look, there's a couple little tomatoes in there too. It just give it a little texture. Okay. Now I'm gonna put a little bit of cheese on there, just like that. Not a whole heck. A little bit of, I have here salt, pepper, and dried Italian seasoning. So I'm gonna mix that up, and I'm gonna sprinkle that all over the top. And put a little bit on this side too. Okay. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of lemon juice, just a touch. And just kind of a couple drops here and there, like that. And now I'm gonna put my shrimp on there. So the cheese is gonna melt to the shrimp, and because they're long and straight, I can put like 4 or 5 across here. You could do it long ways too, it doesn't matter to me. You do you. So I got 4, I can probably get 1 more in there. So let's put 1 more little one in there. Little one, where are you? That's a nice little one. Okay. Lay down there, shrimp, lay down. All right. Again, I'm gonna put a little bit more cheese on top of the shrimp. Just like that. And I want that to melt together. And then I'm gonna put just another little dash of lemon on top of my shrimp. I'm gonna get the lemon seed out of there, hopefully. Okay, everything's on there. I'm gonna put the lid on it, or actually this turns out to be the bottom. I'm gonna flip it over onto a plate so it's ready to go. Now, my little shrimp, he snapped out of there, so I'll tuck him back up there. Okay, so there's one. I'm gonna get ready to make the second one, and then I'm gonna bring you over to the George Foreman, and we'll put everything together, and I will cook you a shrimp scampi panini. You will love it, promise you. Okay, so I plugged in my George Foreman. The light has gone out, which means it's heated. I don't have the tray anymore, so I just put some foil under it. So be very careful with this because I just burned myself. So please be careful. So I think I can get both of them on, but I'm gonna just do one at a time. So put my sandwich on there, and I'm gonna close this, and you're gonna have to push down on it. So hold on. Again, I did just skip burned. So I'm gonna push down on it. Push down, push down. And I'm gonna hold it down. Once you've got to push down, you can then kind of let go of it. And I don't know if you can hear it sizzling. What you probably hear is Ryan haul you all because there's some weather going on. So I got him playing in the background. It's not my weather, but that's another whole story. Let's take a peek. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm gonna let it go for just a second more. Remember, our shrimp is thin, so I'm pretty confident that this is gonna be cooked. So now, I'm gonna lift this up. Grab my little thingy. Put it on my plate. Look at that. And while that's still hot and cooking, we grab the other sandwich, put that on there, close it up, push it down, hold it down. And this just helps the cheese is going to melt real quick, and it'll like glue to the other side, and then it'll press it. Yep. So there it is. It's cooked. Now, remember the salad we made earlier? I'm going to put that on the plate. And scoop that in. And there's dinner. I'm going to go check on the other sandwich. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give it a try.